Again, U.S. Iran boats harassed warships. Officials call it provocative. Iran says ships didn't recognize each other. Washington, Iranian boats harassed and provoked 3 American Navy ships in the strategic Strait of Hormuz, threatening to blow up the vessels, U.S. officials said Monday. Iran's foreign ministry said Monday the confrontation was something normal and was resolved, suggesting the Iranian boats had not recognized the U.S. vessels. National Security Council spokesman Gordon Jandro said the BUSH administration urges Iranians to refrain from such provocative actions that could lead to a very dangerous incident in the future. Military officials told NBC News that 2 U.S. Navy destroyers and 1 frigate were heading into the Persian Gulf through the international waters of the Strait of Hormuz when 5 armed fast boats of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard approached at high speed, darting in and out of the formation. At one point, a radio message from one of the Iranian boats warned, "You are going to blow up within minutes." The Navy warships went into defensive mode, radioed the usual warnings to steer clear, and in the end, no shots were fired. Just barely. U.S. military warships believe the Revolutionary Guard boats were testing our defenses, the officials said. Yes, it was most likely a test to see what the reaction would be. Something like that. Defense Department spokesman Brian Whitman called it a serious incident. Another U.S. official called it the most serious provocation of this sort that we've seen yet. The incident raised new tensions between Washington and Tehran as the President of the U.S. prepared for his first major trip to the Middle East. A statement issued by the U.S. Navy's 5th Fleet in Bahrain said the incident occurred at about 8 a.m. local time Sunday as Navy cruiser USS Port Royal, destroyer USS Hopper, and frigate USS Ingraham were on their way into the Persian Gulf and passing through the strait, a major oil shipping route. 5 small boats began charging the U.S. ships, dropping boxes in the water in front of the ships and forcing the U.S. ships to take evasive maneuvers, said the Pentagon official. The boxes floated by, and officials said they didn't know what was in them because U.S. sailors didn't pick them up. There were no injuries, but the official said there could have been because the Iranian boats turned away literally at the very moment that U.S. forces were preparing to open fire in self-defense. A matter of seconds. The official who asked to speak because he wasn't authorized to discuss the issue publicly said he didn't have the precise transcript of communications that passed between the 2 forces, but said the Iranians radioed something like, "We're coming at you and you'll explode in a couple minutes." Without specific reference to this incident in the Strait of Hormuz, the United States will confront Iranian behavior where it seeks to do harm either to us or to our friends and allies in the region, Sean McCormick said of the State Department. Iran's response. The Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman played down the incident, suggesting it was an issue of misidentification. He did not comment on the U.S. claims of the Iranian boat's actions. This is something normal that takes place every now and then for each party, and if the problem is settled after identification of the 2 parties, Then what's up with the boxes? No, it looks like a test. They're most likely. The incident was similar to past ones that were resolved once the two sides recognized each other. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman said, an Iranian Revolutionary Guard official also described the incident as nothing unusual. No unusual confrontation has taken place between the Guard's patrol vessels and U.S. ships, state-run television quoted the official as saying. The Guard official said the Guard's vessels were conducting normal patrols in the Strait of Hormuz when they saw 3 U.S. ships enter the waters of the region. The Guard's Navy vessels, as usual, asked the ships to identify themselves, and they did so and continued their path. The TV quoted the official as saying, potentially hostile intent. At the Pentagon, Whitman said the U.S. vessels were in international waters, making a normal transit into the Gulf. Nonetheless, though, they are warships, and they tend to scare people, I'm quite sure. He said the Iranian boats were operating at distance and speeds that showed reckless and dangerous intent. Reckless, dangerous, and potentially hostile intent. He said, the episode lasted approximately 15 to 20 minutes. But he wouldn't say whether officials know for certain whether the vessels were Iranian Revolutionary Guard or regular Iranian Navy. The Revolutionary Guard forces have been known to be more aggressive than the regular Iranian Navy. At least some were visibly armed, perhaps with machine guns. Small Iranian fast boats made some aggressive maneuvers against our vessels and indicated some hostile intent. Historical tensions between the two nations have increased in recent years over Washington's charge that Iran has been developing nuclear weapons, or might possibly even have the knowledge to develop nuclear weapons. As one of the world's most vital choke points for oil shipping, 30-mile wide Hormuz Strait has been the subject of previous armed confrontations between the United States and Iran, most notably during the 8-year Iraq-Iran War of the 1980s. The United States expressed concern when the Revolutionary Guard forces took over Iranian naval operations in the Persian Gulf and Strait of Hormuz from Iran's regular navy more than 5 months ago. In another incident off its coast, Iranian Revolutionary Guard sailors last March captured 15 British sailors and held them for nearly 2 weeks. Yes, this does look like some kind of testing. A testing of the United States Navy, perhaps. Anyway, these are more signs of the end times, last days, whatever you want to call it. Yes, and there are many of them.